You're listening to Real Talk Texas on 570 KLIF News and Information. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert Steve Hakes.
Welcome to the show. Real Talk Texas is a forum where our listeners can get real advice from real experts. And you can always reach out to me with your personal questions by jumping online and visiting us at realtalktexas.com. That's realtalktexas.com. And you can also listen to past shows. And if you don't have to take notes during the show, we've got a great pair of guests in the studio today. If you don't have to take notes, you can always go jump online to realtalktexas.com, and you can listen to all of our past experts for whatever area of your life that you're looking to get some advice on. And yes, I'm a federally licensed mortgage originator, NMLS number 242522. In January, we were discussing a lot of things. We talked about life planning. I got on my pulpit a little bit and talked about all the great things I was going to do in 2013, and I'm starting to work that plan. And if you haven't done it yet, let's make sure that you're putting your plan together for your life and for this year, and getting things not just in your working world but also in your personal life. And that's something I'm pretty passionate about. And so if you need something on life planning, make sure you reach out to us, and we'll get you that stuff from the show. It's also posted on our website. You can go listen to that. In the studio today, we wanted to shift gears a little bit from personal life. We wanted to focus in on a specific area of your life, and that is in wealth management and financial planning and things like that. And Paul Webb, our producer, he's found Kelly Rigas and Hillary Higgins, and they're with KR Wealth Management Group in Dallas. And it's a boutique firm. They have great credentials, and they're there to really help you with your money and your future planning to make sure you're safe and ready for retirement and have a happy retirement when you get to there. And also to manage the wealth that you have right now, to make sure that you're not making these huge losses and things like that I keep hearing about, or that we have heard about. We're going to talk a lot about the financial markets today, what's happening. And let me tell you a little bit about Kelly first. Kelly's a graduate of University of Texas in Austin, so yes, she is a Longhorn. And you know, for your Aggies fans out there, you can still do business with them too. But they do a great job. She's been in the business for over 20 years. Her resume includes her time at Bear Stearns, Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, RBC Wealth Management Group, and now she has started KR Wealth Management Group along with Hillary. And they work as a team, which is pretty unique, because a lot of times when you have a financial advisor, you're talking to that one person, and what they bring to the table, I think, is pretty cool, because there's a team. So you always have somebody to talk to, and they each have their strengths. And one of the things I really like about Kelly's bio is she is also she lectures at the Cox School of Business at SMU. And so she has a lot of things that she does, and she gives back to the community as well, which I always like that. And Hillary is a graduate of SMU, and she spends a lot of time. She's got all of the licensing that you need, and she spent time at Smith Barney and RBC as well. So welcome to the studio. I think we're going to have some great conversation for you listeners out there to find out what's been happening in the financial markets with Kelly and Hillary. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about what's been going on in the financial markets. I know that it's been kind of scary for people in the last 5 years in particular. It seems like ever since 9/11, it's been a pretty scary world out there. And what is it that you guys have been doing to help people navigate through that?
Well, first off, thank you for having us. It now is the perfect time to talk about personal things, and your investments are very personal. And that's one thing Hillary and I know, is that when you talk with people, talking about their money is just like, talking about every other aspect of their personal lives. So we look forward to having this discussion. It has been a terrifying 5 years for investors, especially people that are within 10 or 15 years of retirement. The waters have become very uncertain, and unfortunately, everywhere you look, there's bad news in the newspaper, on the internet, on the television. If you are looking for bad news about the economy, about the markets, you're sure to find it on any station, on any radio. So we really have been working with people to help them navigate these uncertain times.
Well, and then recently, I guess probably the last month, one of the biggest fears was the Fiscal Cliff and what was happening with that. And so everybody was afraid we were going to have a huge drop in the stock market. Interest rates would soar, things like that. And as usual, our government was able to negotiate things and kind of extend, the facing the pain, I guess. And so that's the one thing that scares me, I guess, in the mortgage business. Our rates were in the threes. And a lot of people tend to sit back and they're uncertain, so they don't want to make moves. There are so many people out there. I have a database where I can go pull how many people have made the financial move, and it's a big move to address your mortgage. And when I talk to people and say, hey, we're in the threes, you ready to make a move? Let's see, let's wait. I just kind of I think they're going to stay there. And I think the fear for them is that if you wait too long, you're going to go, well, I missed it.
Well, and that's the problem. It's easier to wait. It's easier to not take action because no matter when you take action, whether it is going back into the market or selling, there's always going to be a chance that you were wrong or it was too early or too late. At the end of the day, it's January, it's the beginning of the year. The fiscal cliff has passed for now, but there's always going to be some sort of debt ceiling or fiscal cliff. People really need to back up and as Hillary and I have found, that really look at their situation, what they're looking at, and turn off all the noise. Because what's right for them may or may not have anything to do with the fiscal cliff.
Well, I remember I want to say it was, I forget what year it was. It probably dates me. Coming up on the year 2000.
Y2K.
And everybody that was going on. And also there was a talk about the Dow Jones would get to 12,000 by 2000. That was the big, okay, we're pushing to get to 12,000. Yeah. Well, then when we had to crash, we went down below that. But we've been above 12,000 for some time. So the stock market really has rebounded. Am I right?
We lost a decade in the markets between and all the 2000s. We really did give back a lot of the returns, but we are back. We're
14,000 on the Dow.
Right. We're getting back up there. But most investors probably haven't had that experience because of all the fear that interjects. And whether you have cash or you're sitting on the sidelines or you're still holding on to the same investment mix that you had 5 or 6 years ago, the environment has changed around all of us. And, mortgage rates are moving much more quickly. The markets are moving quickly. You really have to, every year, sit down and take a good barometer of where you are now.
Well, Kelly, I think that what we found in the last week was that the stock market did very well in the last few days. In the mortgage, we work a little bit inverse. So our rates have gone up 1/4 of a point in 7 days. And people out there still think, well, I can still wait. And sometimes waiting... I think you really need to go with the advice of your professional, and Hillary, I know you work a lot with the analytics with your team and things like that. Why would I want to get back into the market today versus sitting on the sidelines?
Well, I think that Kelly and I work very well together in that we are interested in we adapt very quickly to the environment that we're in. And that's something that Kelly and I keep stressing of. It's very important to assess your finances today. We have a very different investing environment than we did 30 days ago, than we did 3 months ago. Remember all of the information on the election and what administration is going to be in place. Congress will be electing new people to the House and the Rep and the Senate, in a couple of years, and that's constantly changing. So we try to look at this optimistically in that whatever policies are in place today may not be there forever. And with that being said, it's imperative that you assess your finances today and that you're investing thoughtfully and with everything in mind of where we are, that now it's January 2013 and not December 2012 fiscal cliff.
Well, stay tuned. You're listening to Real Talk Texas on KLIF, AM 570, News and Information. And we've got 2 great real experts in the studio today to talk about your finances and wealth management. So stay tuned.